Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to State of Origin Game 2 of the 2020 State of Origin series. It's going to be a fantastic game on Wednesday night between New South Wales and Queensland at ANZ Stadium for Game 2. Really looking forward to it. But before I get into my State of Origin preview, I just want to announce really quickly I'm doing another massive giveaway. No one got the giveaway last week, which was a shame, but I'm going to make it a little bit easier this week. All you have to do is get the score correct on Wednesday night. So you could have New South Wales winning 16-12. You could have Queensland winning 18-16. Whatever it may be, all you got to do right now is comment in the comment section below the correct score for Wednesday night. So you better start predicting it right now. Maybe go something different than what everyone else is going so you don't end up with the same score as other people. And if you can get the score correct, you will win a New South Wales Origin jersey or a Queensland Origin jersey. It's completely up to you, depending on who you support. So all you got to do right now is comment in the comment section below. Pick the score for Origin 2, and if you get it right, you pick a State of Origin jersey of your choice. So you better get the commenting right now in the comment section below, and I wish everyone all the best, and hopefully someone can win the giveaway. So without further ado, let's get into Game 2 of the State of Origin series, which is on Wednesday night between New South Wales and Queensland. Kickoff was at 8:10 New South Wales time, 7:10 Queensland time. New South Wales are favourites here, guys, in Game 2 at $1.30, and Queensland are outsiders as usual at $3.40, which is juicy odds for the Maroons if you're a Queenslander. Not a bad bet if you want to throw some money on Queensland. But let's go through the team list, guys. If you're not aware, there are a few changes. A couple of them were forced. A couple of them were just players missing out. So we'll start off with the New South Wales side. The fullback is James Tedesco. On the wings are Daniel Tupou and Josh Addo-Carr. In the centres, it is Clint Gutherson and Jack Whiten. In the halves, the 5'8" is Cody Walker, and the halfback is Nathan Cleary. The front row is Daniel Saifidi and Big Payne Haas. The hooker is Damien Cook. The back row of Angus Crichton, Tyson Frizzell, and at lock is Jake Trbojevic. And on the bench, we have got Dale Finucane, Junior Paulo, Nathan Brown, and Isaiah Yeo. And in the reserves, in case of injuries, we've got Luke Keary, Regan Campbell-Gillard, Cameron McGuinness, and Stephen Crichton. The captain is James Tedesco. The coach is Brad Fittler. Now let's get to the Queensland side. The Maroons. The fullback is Valentine Holmes. On the wings, Xavier Coates and Philip Semi. In the centres, the inspirational Kurt Capewell and Dane Gagai. In the halves, Cameron Munster and the captain, Daly Cherry Evans. The front row of Danal Maslui and Josh Papali. The hooker is Jake Friend. The back row of Felice Kafusi and Jaden Sewer. The lock is Big Tino for Salamawi, big fucking Tino. Can't even pronounce his last name. The bench is Ben Hunt, Lindsay Collins, Jai Arrow, and Mo Fodawaker. And in the reserves, in case of injury, is Brenko Lee, Corey Allen, Josh Kerr, and Big Edric Lee. The coach for Queenslander, or the coach for Queensland, is Wayne Bennett. The referees for Origin 2 is that dead shit Jared Sutton, that moron Chris Butler, and that remote-controlled statue and Todd Smith. And the bunker official is that other Homer Simpson idiot, Steve Chitty. So they are the team list, and they are the fucking referees for Game 2. Now, obviously, Boyd Cordner is out due to a really bad head knock the other day. Now, there's been a lot of critics about Boyd Cordner. Oh, he has to retire right now, or he needs to give up rugby league. He's had too many head knocks. Are you serious? Have you not seen how many head knocks James Graham has suffered over the years? James Graham, right? So I know this is a bit off topic, but everyone out there wants to worry about Boyd Cordner's head and worry about himself, worried all about Boyd Cordner, but how many head knocks has James Graham suffered in his career? How many head knocks did Isaiah Yeo suffer early in his career? So I think all the critics out there about oh, Boyd Cordner has to retire. Boyd Cordner doesn't deserve anything. I think that's just all total bullshit. Now, I was watching the show that Andrew Johns and Paul Gallen are on, hosted by James Bracey, called The Blueprint. And what Andrew Johns said about the criticism towards Boyd Cordner, I absolutely agree 100%. I think all the criticism towards Boyd Cordner is absolute bullshit, and I agree. If you're not a doctor, I reckon you should shut your mouth. I absolutely agree with what Joey said. So, you know, all New South Wales can do now is do it for Boyd Cordner and try and win the series for Boyd Cordner and do it for him, I guess, because he's the leader of New South Wales. He's captained the last 2 series for New South Wales. He's captain Australia, captain New South Wales for so many years, and is an inspirational leader. So I believe that there'll be a bit of motivation for New South Wales now, and hopefully they do it for Boyd Cordner on Wednesday night. And you know, if you're not a doctor and you know nothing about concussions, you know nothing about head knocks, then honestly, I think you should shut your mouth. I agree with what Joey said about that. It was right on the money about that. Now, the other injury was Cam Murray. He won't be playing. He pretty much did his hamstring as soon as he came on the field. So Angus Crichton goes into the starting side for Boyd Cordner. And Isaiah Yeo comes in for Cam Murray. And Nathan Brown will come on to the bench. And, you know, I think New South Wales have picked a pretty strong side here. I think the forward pack will do a good job. They'll lay a good platform. I think Payne Haas starting is definitely a better move than him on the bench. Payne Haas has always been a better player in the starting side. He's never been a great bench player. So, you know, if you go back and watch the game from Game 1 last week, you saw Payne Haas. He didn't really come on the field at the right times of the match. So, came on at the worst times, in my opinion. So, I think he'll do well because he's starting. As for the Queensland side, well, they've got a few out. AJ Brimson is out due to injury. So, Valentine Holmes returns from suspension. He will play fullback for Queensland. Excuse me. Cohen Hess has been dropped for Jayden Silver to start, and they bring in Mo Fodawaker to the bench for the Queenslanders. So I think Cohen Hess is not really much of a big loss. He didn't do a whole lot in Game 1, and I was surprised that he was even playing in Game 1 anyway. So I don't believe he's a big loss. And Mo Fodawaker, I think he'll do well off the bench for the Maroons. I think he'll be very solid. And Christian Welsh is out, which I think is a huge loss. I think Welsh got injured in Game 1. That's a huge loss. So they'll definitely miss him. But let's just get to the game itself. Look, I think, you know, with New South Wales, they have Game 1, you know, leading 10-0 over in Adelaide and letting the game slip. For New South Wales to win, I just think their halves are going to be smarter. Now, Luke Keary's been dropped, so it's a new combination between Cody Walker and Nathan Cleary. They played Game 1 together last year and it didn't work. It was that bad, they even dropped Cody Walker to the bench at one point and Nathan Cleary was still out there. So, go back and watch that Game 1 last year. Walker and Nathan Cleary, they were both really poor, so they didn't really complement each other very well. Hopefully they do on Wednesday. I think Cody Walker will have a big game. I think he needs to. I think Nathan Cleary needs to step up a little bit. Honestly, I don't know how many chances this Nathan Cleary bloke is going to get. He's played so many Origins already, and he only has about 1 try assist to his name in Origin, so he needs to take control of the game and come up with some more plays instead of just doing those dumb kicks down the front. He needs to create more things and take control of the side when they're in trouble. I think for New South Wales to win, I think they need to complete their stats a bit better. I think they need to play a bit quicker. I think they need to get James Tedesco more on the advantage line. If you go back to Game 1, when New South Wales were on the attack, when they got the ball to Tedesco and they were running towards the side, towards their centres and shit, they were looking pretty dangerous. But I think if you can get Tedesco more involved of when they're towards the middle, and Damien Cook runs some dummy half, and they normally pass it to someone like Cam Murray, but this time it'll be Cook to Jake Trbojevic. If they can try and get that Tedesco on the inside, more around the middle, and worry Queensland, I think they can really expose them in that department. I think if their halves can kick well, I think Cody Walker will be doing a lot of running. Maybe he'll kick here and there. I think he'll be that X factor that New South Wales need. If you go back to game 1, off the bench, Cody Walker came on the field and he looked outstanding. I thought he was going to win the game for New South Wales in game 1. He almost did. He just added that little bit of spark. So, you know, I saw the other day, Brad Fittler made a good point. He said the only reason why we brought Cody in is because of the ANZ Stadium factor. He's played more games here than any other halves this year. I think that's a really interesting thing to say. I think Cody Walker deserves to be there. And I think he'll do very well. I think he'll play well on Wednesday night. And I think if he can build a combination with Jack Whiten, because Jack Whiten didn't get the ball much in game 1, and Angus Crichton, if they can build a nice combination, I think they can really worry Queensland on that side of the field. But they've got to get Dane Gagai a little bit more nervous, because in game 1, he was absolutely all over Jack Whiten. And I think to get Jack Whiten more involved, I think the halves like Cody Walker, they've got to give Whiten some space, maybe a nice face ball here and there, maybe just try and get Queensland on the back foot, maybe get them a bit flat. But I think New South Wales win the game through their forward pack. I think if the halves kick well, kick deep into the corners, put a lot of pressure on Valentine Holmes. But Valentine Holmes hasn't played a game for about 7 weeks, so they have to target Val Holmes there. They have to really put a lot of pressure on him in that situation. And I think more bombs towards the wing with more pressure, I think New South Wales can win the game there. But as for Queensland to win, I think it'll be on the back of their defence. They backed themselves in defence in game 1. They were down 10-0. They didn't panic. Wayne Bennett pretty much gave a very inspirational message to the players at halftime, and Queensland got back in the game on the back of their defence, and they just did not panic about the scoreboard. The scoreboard pressure didn't get to them. 10-0 wasn't enough for Queensland to go into, I guess, panic mode. But I think for Queensland to win, it'll be on the back of their defence. But I think what Queensland need to do a lot better is play 80 minutes of football. In game 1, they didn't really play good until the second half. They sort of just waited for New South Wales to fuck up, and they did that. So I think for Queensland to win game 2 and wrap up the series, it'll be on the back of their defence. And if they can start the game well, Queensland, I think they'll go a long way to winning that. But I think it's going to be a fantastic game on Wednesday night. Looking forward to it. Origin 2, there's going to be 40,000 people there. It's going to be a fantastic occasion. Hopefully New South Wales can wrap up the series. But I'll tell you right now, Queensland are a huge chance, and I think this game will go down to the wire. Now, as for my prediction, obviously I'm a New South Welshman, and I'm always going to be supporting New South Wales. I think New South Wales have enough points in them to win this game. I think New South Wales will win game 2. I think it'll be on the back of their halves. The halves have to play well. If the halves play poorly, Queensland will win. I have no doubt about it. So I think New South Wales will win by 2 points on Wednesday night. I'm going to go New South Wales to win 20 points to 18. My man of the match, I'm going to go with Cody Walker. I think he'll have a huge game. And honestly, I think he'll be best on the field on Wednesday night. I think New South Wales will win by 20 points to 18. And I think Cody Walker will be man of the match. Now, for my my little multi, guys, if you want to have a nice little bet on Wednesday night, I'm going to give you a multi right now. I've been asked by about 10 or 12 people to give them a multi. So this is my multi for Wednesday night, guys. I'm going New South Wales to win. I'm going to go 1-12. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Angus Crichton. I think he'll be very dangerous on that left side, especially playing with Cody Walker. Anytime try scorer, I think Cody Walker will get a try as well, guys. I think he'll crash over. And if I had to pick one for Queensland, I like Valentine Holmes anytime try scorer, guys. That's paying $451, guys. So New South Wales to win 1-12. First try, Angus Crichton. Anytime, Cody Walker and Valentine Holmes. $451, guys. A fantastic price. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up my State of Origin Game 2 preview. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you enter the giveaway in the comment section below. You know, if you get the score correct, you're going to win a New South Wales jersey or a Queensland jersey, depending on who you support. But anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Have a fantastic Sunday night. Hope you guys have a great Monday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.